Welcome. We're going to have a look around now at my garden. First of all, we're going to look at these few wallflowers that I have at the front. They're absolutely fantastic this year. The only problem is there's a lot of bronzes and yellows which I'm not too keen on. Everything else seems to look nice. As we go, we're going to have a look at this clematis now, because normally these buds are in colour before they open, but for some reason this year they've opened when they were green. Probably something to do with weather, I think, because it's really been cold. Further up here with a lily there, and then there were three more clematis that look okay. More wallflowers, they look really nice, but again, the colour is a problem for me. I hope next year to get a better variety of colours in my wallflowers. This is the container that I thought was £31 at B&Q, and when I got to the cash desk it was 50. But I liked it so much that I bought it anyway. It's only money. This is the front of the house. I've got all pots all the way along the front. Mostly violas and things like that. There's a few pansies. And then more wallflowers. There is a viola. I can't understand that. I seem to have dropped on all the same colour in one pot, and it's a beautiful lilac colour. A few more combinations of violas and pansies. Right, we'll have a walk round the side now and look in under the carport. I'm very lucky because I've got quite a light carport, so I can work under here and put plants under here that don't need to get frost on them. Here is a nice group of lilies. I grew these last year. They're looking quite good. As you can see, they've got buds on, so I would imagine in a couple of weeks they'll be flowering. I've sprayed them, of course. Last year I had all chrysanthemums under this carport, but as you can see I've got lots of tubs of different things. There's all sorts in here. These are my runner beans, ready with the wigwams for them to climb up. I'm going to show you how to do those a bit later on. Instead of chrysanthemums this year, I've gone for gladiola, and as you can see I've got quite a selection there, and they seem to be doing very well. Let's hope they keep it up. These are irises that I grow as well this year. It's first time, but they don't seem to be going anywhere. They've been like this for about a month, 6 weeks anyway, and they haven't got any bigger, or whether they'll throw up flowers or not, I don't know. There's my dahlias. There's 4 tubs of dahlias that I've collected from last year. This is my potting bench when we get round to it. Oh, there was 5 begonias in here, but it looks as though there's only 3 that's come through. This is my potting bench. Undercover, of course, so it's quite nice to be able to work in there even in winter. Right, we'll have a walk around the back now and have a look around there. First thing we see, of course, is the garden pond, which I'm actually wanting to get shut of, but there's 2 fish in, which I don't want to kill off. Bluebells, that's the shadiest part of the garden. They seem to have done well this year. More wallflowers, of course, all around the edge. That's the only little bit of garden that I've got that's not containerised. As you can see, most of the colours. But there's this lovely one here, which is a nice cerise. But most of them are yellow and bronze. Don't know what this is. I mean, it's a shrub I've had for a while. It makes a right mess when all the flowers fall. There's another display of wallflowers, again, mostly bronze and yellow. I'm hoping next year to try a different variety. I've also got 5 lupins here. First time I've grown them. All my bulbs put away, ready for once they've died down, I can lift them all, ready for next year. We'll have a look in the greenhouse. There's plenty going on in here, I can tell you. Keeping me busy. As you can see, there's all sorts in here. There's no room for anything else. If you remember earlier on, I had problems with the cold and the tomatoes that went blue, but they look as though they're starting to recover. As you can see, they look pretty good now. So we're worried over nothing. I'm afraid the chilies aren't going anywhere. They don't seem to be growing at all. So I'm hoping that it's not the cold that's affected them, but maybe they'll pick up. The tomatoes are actually 2 foot high, and as you can see, the flowers on. So they're really looking good. These ought to be out now, but of course it's been that cold. These marigolds, they ought to have been in the garden, but I daren't put them out because it's too cold. Petunias, antirrhinums. These are mesembryanthemums. If you ever remember, they used to be everywhere in the 60s, but they seem to have gone out of favour. I think it's because they're such lollopy, horrible plants to handle. Few sweet peas. These are my morning glories. More sweet peas. Few more chili plants. I do have a heater in here. Keeps the temperature to about 45. There's a few more marigolds. Again, they ought to be out in the garden. Look at the size of them. Petunias. We'll have a quick look at the winter hanging baskets, which are now about coming to the end. But they've given me a good show. I mean, there's more or less only pansies and violas that you can put in. Unless somebody else can make another suggestion for next winter. We haven't done yet because the conservatory's full of plants. More sweet peas. As you can see, there's quite a lot in here. There's cosmos, there's asters, there's zinnia, there's one beginning with G that I can't pronounce, so I ain't going to try. Stocks. There's all sorts in here. There's the black-eyed Susans. I think there's the tobacco plant, nicotine I think it's called. And finally, up on the top shelf is all the lobelia. There's trailing and there's standard. I bought the Rosamond, which is a nice mauve colour. And that's it.